so much going on with the NNP, and we're just getting started. From candidate launches to contests, events, and breaking news, be in the know. Get notified first about big events and announcements. Plus, we're here to listen. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us what's working and what's not. Like what we're doing? Let us know. The NNP is working for you. Interact with us on Facebook. Come on, Grenada, get connected. Like us on Facebook/NNP Grenada and keep moving.
You do in 30 minutes. You could be on one of our 45 black and white sand beaches, or perched atop a lush mountainside admiring our stunning coastline, or slicing the Caribbean Sea on a traditionally built sloop, or adventuring off the beaten path, or hanging out with our underwater sculptures, or do nothing at all. Whatever you choose, an amazing vacation is only 30 minutes away in Grenada. Visit www.puregrenada.com.
Chinese embassy supports plans of local heritage group to undertake impact assessment before airport expansion project. Details to this and more in the National Report. Welcome back with the National Report for today, May 3rd, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond. The Chinese embassy is supporting the work of a local research group which plans to undertake an impact assessment before the start of the multi-million-dollar airport expansion project. The embassy presented a check to Mr. Jonathan Hanna, a representative for the Grenada-based heritage research group Caribbean, which focuses on heritage issues. The group had written a proposal and plans to begin its work in June.
So we'd like to do some auger tests, like you take these like soil samples and things just around, and just if there's artifacts, but they're small samples, so we look at the chemistry too, so the geochemistry of the soils, and that helps you determine areas that have a high probability for cultural remains of Amerindian stuff, so Arawak Scarabs or Amerindians, and there are a lot of sites there. Point Celine's an interesting area in prehistory. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of it's on the beach, so we'll probably do some stuff down there. But around the salt pond as well, there's the remains, a previous survey that I did, and others have surveyed around salt pond. It was like 700 is when the earliest stuff that we found. And there might be earlier than that. So this could be an important thing to check, just in case.
Chinese Ambassador Dr. Zhao Yongshen says they are happy to support the initiative.
I hope they will be successful. China and Grenada has a good relationship, so we have been supporting Grenadian scholars and experts to develop culture cooperation between China and Grenada. In future, we will continue to support these culture activities.
The Grenada government, through its youth development program and the Ministry of Education, has embarked on a rehabilitation drive to assist persons incarcerated at Her Majesty's Prison to be prepared for life after prison. 21 inmates recently graduated from the Project Reach program, where they received a certification from the National Training Agency and also CXC O-level passes. While these programs seek to enhance the well-being of the inmates, it also serves as an income generator for the operations of the facility. poultry farming, crop cultivation, both at the prison and the Mardi Gras farms, electrical installation, building construction, and the bakery serve as the key areas of production. The program is geared towards ensuring these persons utilize the skills and training to become entrepreneurs or be ready for the job market so as to prevent becoming repeated offenders.
As an inmate here, I have learned quite a lot. I've seen things that, one would have not really able to decipher outside of the prison. I think generally prisoners, they spend the time, and some of them are well rehabilitated while others may not be inclined to do so, because there are other programs need to be put in place, and so in terms of avoiding that kind of behavioral pattern, and so to repeat their time in the prison. But for internally the prison itself, I would say that they have some good programs. I think management is striving for betterment, and it's tough. It's not easy to run a prison.
There are a lot of different things you can do here, like we will be able to work the oven, mix flour, and it could help you, like when you go outside, to be on a more positive side of life, to get a work, so you could open your own little business or so for yourself, and encourage others to see what you have done in prison. Okay, they could take your part and follow it and stay outside and be a very good citizen of Grenada, and empower other people to do good.
Social worker at the facility, Christopher Shroud, says the programs are assisting in the reformation of offenders. He indicated that there has been a decline in the population there.
And what we find is that most of the inmates who are involved in these programs, they do not return. So whereas in the general population, persons who are not involved in the program, any other programs at all, about 75% of them return. Whereas those who have received the skills and involved in other aspects of the components of the rehab program, about maybe 20% of them return.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Teenage single mom, child is hard to mind. Deadbeat fathers just make me sick. Let's do something to get rid of this problem quick.
Yes, this is me, Rootsman Kelly, 2017 Calypso Monarch of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. I'm inviting you, everyone, come down to Spice Mass 2018 and enjoy yourself with me. Remember, you will be enjoying the Jab Jab, Traditional Mass, Juve, Soca Monarch, and of course, the Mardi Gras 2018 will be the best ever.
No, look cinema, you always ice me on your shoulder.
Wondering about this new kid on the block.
Youth man learn, me say youth man learn. Youth man, you will get your turn.
Come down to Grenada and enjoy yourself.
Plastic rice, plastic cheese and plastic corn.
Welcome back. The St. Louis RC Girls School is the winner and first challenge trophy holder for the inaugural Language Buzz competition, which was held recently at the Westerhall Secondary School. St. Matthew's RC and St. George's SDA placed second and third respectively. Details from Annette Moore.
Let me first of all congratulate you boys and girls for the excellent performance today. You are all winners. I was blown away from start to finish.
The other Language Buzz competition finalists were the Mount Rose Seventh-day Adventist School, Harveyvale Government School from Carriacou, and Benet Government School. The competition consisted of 3 rounds, which included round 1, which focused on narrative writing and oral delivery.
Finally, the day came. I was ready. I walked into that room with confidence. I was brave as a lion.
Round 2, which was the oral quiz.
Parallel.
Okay, let's check the answer. Yes, you are correct.
To say that we were impressed by the oral quiz is definitely another understatement. We even had one school getting zeroing the quiz. They got all the answers correct. And most schools would have done, all the schools would have done extremely well in that room.
And round 3, which consisted of persuasive dialogue.
Boy, I can't help it now. I like my music. Please, sir, just think about it now. Please, just turn down the music a little. Alright, I'll turn it down a little.
In round 1, the school getting the most points for narrative writing was the St. Louis RC Girls School, while the St. Matthews RC School topped the oral reading section. In round 2, the SDA School in St. George achieved a perfect score in the oral quiz, and Benair Government School was the standout school in round 3, the persuasive dialogue section.
There were some cases where they were above grade level vocabulary, and that was commendable. And there was overall the maturity of the writing was well above what we would expect from students your age.
The Language Buzz quiz is sponsored by Macmillan Education, whose representative was present for the event.
Wow, just wow. I am absolutely astounded at the levels of knowledge, the levels of intelligence, the levels of confidence, and the levels of humour that we have seen here today.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's the National Report for today, Thursday, May 3rd, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.
There's so much going on with the NNP, and we're just getting started. From candidate launches to contests, events, and breaking news, be in the know. Get notified first about big events and announcements. Plus, we're here to listen. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us what's working and what's not. Like what we're doing? Let us know. The NNP is working for you. Interact with us on Facebook. Come on, Grenada, get connected. Like us on Facebook/NNP Grenada and keep moving.
Do in 30 minutes. You could be on one of our 45 black and white sand beaches, or perched atop a lush mountainside admiring our stunning coastline, or slicing the Caribbean Sea on a traditionally built sloop, or adventuring off the beaten path, or hanging out with our underwater sculptures, or do nothing at all. Whatever you choose, an amazing vacation is only 30 minutes away in Grenada. Visit www.puregrenada.com.
There's so much going on with the NNP, and we're just getting started. From candidate launches to contests, events, and breaking news, be in the know. Get notified first about big events and announcements. Plus, we're here to listen. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us what's working and what's not. Like what we're doing? Let us know. The NNP is working for you. Interact with us on Facebook. Come on, Grenada, get connected. Like us on Facebook/NNP Grenada and keep moving.
Fest 8, Friday, May 4th, Pearls Strip. One full day of classic, traditional, and contemporary style cooking. All done in a keen and competitive environment amongst the various clubs of the RGPF. Consumed by you and judged by an experienced panel. Drink specials all day, 3 for 10. And we close it off with a massive cultural extravaganza featuring Dash, Talfree, the RGPF Band, and more. The RGPF Food Fest 8, Friday, May 4th, Pearls Strip, 11 a.m. to midnight. One for the entire family. Sponsored by the Royal Grenada Police Force, RGPF Food Fest 8, Friday, May 4th, Pearls Strip. One full day of classic, traditional, and contemporary style cooking. All done in a keen and competitive environment amongst the various clubs of the RGPF. Consumed by you and judged by an experienced panel. Drink specials all day, 3 for 10. And we close it off with a massive cultural extravaganza featuring Dash, Talfree, the RGPF Band, and more. The RGPF Food Fest 8, Friday, May 4th, Pearls Strip, 11 a.m. to midnight. One for the entire family. Sponsored by Co-op Bank.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. But I know what you say. We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Panacor to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me.
Yes, good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Two men who sitting down, so we can't sit down. Once we close the program on time, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk. And now we can't close it yet, boy. We have 2 hours to go. Yes, Devon, good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Grenada.
Hey, watch, I see the live done starting to get lively already. Hey, good morning to you, Muscles. Hey, good morning to you, Rhonda. How you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're having a wonderful day today, baby. All right, Junior, good morning. And Betty Ann, Louisa, Christine, and Neil, Terry, Kim, yeah, the entire Hard Talk family. Good morning, Grenada. Hope all of you having a wonderful day today.
Beautiful morning in Grenada. And watch, and all in New York and Toronto, all in and nothing on us. We have the natural thing. Understand?
You're talking about sun?
Yes, sun and that kind of thing. We have it all. We have the best.
You're talking about the children. I was Sunday talking about the children. Yes, indeed. 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
And we're saying a very special good morning to all the listeners via the various radio stations. 97.5 City Sound FM, broadcasting from River Road.
Yeah, 89.5. CRFM, broadcasting from Munjaloo.
92.9, Sister Isles in Hillsborough, Carriacou.
And 94.9, We Vibes Radio, Brooklyn. Wait, let me know if you get that thing, bro.
Yeah. Let the man know, man. What kind of thing is that? Yeah, you could WhatsApp him all kind of thing, but you can't WhatsApp him that. Yeah, WhatsApp him and tell him. Nice. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Park up. Yeah. Pull the taxi aside. Yeah. WhatsApp the man and tell him what you have to tell him. Yeah. Nice. Right. Or get voice activated WhatsApp where you could answer, just talk and it goes send the WhatsApp. So you call your name, bring up your thing, and yeah, right. So as we said, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Devon, we hope that the policemen and them make the oil down up there.
Well, they start already. I hope they start already, or else they're late.
If all they don't finish, make that oil down.
and I send somebody.
Superintendent and problems.
I send somebody, I tell them, I say, watch you. The bus from Grenville to Camp Raymond, right, go take about 10 minutes. So leave Grenville about 11 o'clock. Right, so if the bus stop here and stop there, you're reaching Camp Raymond for at least 20 past.
The man promised the people, if 11:30 oil dung is not ready for sale,
it's on
that
him.
He paying,
Well, right. I go eat.
Today
the first day I go eat oil dung with pork, with chicken, all kind of thing, Yeah, tough.
We have a call on the line.
Good morning and welcome.
all you find all your day in start right. Eh? All you find all your day in start right, or you have to torment me. What happened?
Torment? That's not torment. You ain't here torment yet. If
you start getting on like Trump and Giuliani now.
Diver boys. When you're in room, you do as a Roman. What's wrong with you? Eh?
Yo, you got that thing, man?
Fool and foolish. The man bring this thing up, but I just pass by him yet.
All right, good.
By the time I just get into Brooklyn, he gone back. He work in Brooklyn, live in Queens. So by the time I get into Brooklyn and stuff, many evenings, he already home.
That's all
but
I need.
He left it with my cousin in Brooklyn. I just ain't go for it.
All right. Enough respect. All right.
I just ain't go and pick it up.
Later. Later. Bye.
And I ain't getting it till I come back because I ain't no in Brooklyn.
And what?
I'm up north.
And the thing is
I'm
not.
I'm up north.
The thing is not for you, eh? The thing is for the lady, the Canadian.
Well, that's where I go in.
Right. Good.
So you go in without it.
That's where I'm going.
So you're going without it.
That's where I'm at. I ain't going. I reach.
You're in Canada. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow,
say hi to Canada for us.
Yeah.
Say hi to Canada, eh?
No. Me telling them, I'm not going and telling people nothing about to all you. You might curb them people and them. Nah. Them people.
Somehow we go find them to talk to them, you know.
They listen.
Good morning. Good morning, my dear.
They're listening.
Anyhow, boss, go and do what you have to do.
By the way, anyway, I pick up this stuff yesterday afternoon. I left out last night. I did pick it up. I was just joking with you.
All right,
nice.
boy.
I picked it up last night.
That's good thing.
All right?
That's good thing.
All right.
All right, brother.
Take care.
All right, guys. Catch you on.
You have a wonderful one and be safe. All right.
Yes, Kim, only how I go eat a piece of pork or chicken today is when I reach the 11:30.
Yes, we have a
good
call
morning.
online.
Morning, brother Devon, and morning, brother Sheldon.
Good morning,
Hey,
boss.
what's up?
You only forget Tobago these days.
Nah,
I
man.
ain't wearing it all.
Mad.
Tobago!
We did.
How things going, man?
Yeah, boy, I trying my best.
Well, I guess the stripper didn't get you, so.
No. You try.
Give yourself now.
You try.
Well, I didn't call since for a long time. I spent a whole month in Green. I ain't see Sheldon yet. I ain't see Devon yet. I sweep the whole at Paul's airport. I ain't see nobody. I said, what go down here? Nobody ain't make out, you know.
Now you see, you're wrong. We had to do. You had to make sure and come up to studio like other people. Let's do this. Come and check us up here.
Yeah.
So sometimes we and
I fall sick with a cold. I know the name of somebody. Give me a name of the cold, but I can't remember the name.
Or the Nazim?
Nazim.
Or the clean sweep?
A bad cold. I spent about 2 weeks in bed, you know, after the election, you know.
Either I get a Nazim or the clean sweep. One of them.
I don't know. They call it some kind of name. I think Nazim V or some Nazim V. Not Nazim B. Nazim V.
That V is not for victory, though. That V is for vanquished.
Oh, God. It was nice. I enjoyed myself down there, but I ain't lying, but that was space in Paul's, boy. Real people.
Yeah.
Because I come down with my thing. I sweep from Granans around the about there. We set up about 50-something buses from Granans. I was right there. And then, I know, in Paul, I couldn't go to Victory Rally in Paul's back there because I was so tired. Because I tried to reach right down to the end of the light down there. I couldn't reach down there. I get tired.
That was fun.
I want to congratulate Mr. Steele and, you know, everybody that took part. And that morning at the election, it was very, 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 very militant. Trust me. When 4 o'clock, the place ram out already, you know. When I tell you ram out, everybody was in real gears. You know, can't really expose the science, but, you know. And I want to say good morning to the people in the office, especially Miss what do you call her? I forgot your name. What's name?
Lord.
Yeah.
And I can't call name because I call you next time. I call you wrong.
All of them. Yeah, one of that head tie, always tab she head, and you know.
Miss Boris.
Steel and all everybody in the office in Ghana down there, you know.
Yeah.
But it was real nice. Everybody played a part, and we get 15. But right now, on the 14th of March, I start to prepare for the next general election because we're looking for a hat trick. We know we win 3 times a row, we never win hat trick. We're looking for the hat trick. 3 in a row. You understand? And I see we getting it already. So I want to say hello to Martin and V down in Granans down there. I know they're always listening.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
it's a long time I call you also.
All right.
Well, you know, I did on my bed listening you all, you know.
You know, there's
all I must say hello to Tobago. I bring a whole contingent from Tobago to vote on all little street us up be like we listen all, you know. Hello to Tobago now.
Let me ask you a question though. There's a gentleman that used to call the program every now and again, an ex-soldier, Martin something or the other. I haven't heard about that gentleman for a very long time.
Yeah.
He's from Tobago. But I can't remember his surname. I know one of his name is Martin. I can't remember his surname or the first name. An ex-soldier. Used to call all the time, but I haven't heard about him or from him for a very long time. So I don't know.
Who it is?
No, the person I'm saying they're from Tobago.
Yeah.
They used to call the program prior to
Martin Ali died.
He died. Okay, because
Yeah,
I just stopped here in about that man.
Martin might die, man. You must have heard Martin calling the program. You know you like program. You don't listen.
So he died.
Program right
Wow.
on the Caribbean.
Yeah, because I just didn't hear from him or about him for a very long time, so he died.
I think he had some sugar, some kind of complaint he had. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he died. Because I always used to meet him and he always used to chat and thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say hello to a guy who he came down for the election. I didn't see him for the election, but I saw him when they was interviewing people in St. Davis. Or Spanish. I think he down this still because he does do business up here. He come down. Okay, he's one of them stalwart. You understand? We always come down and vote. So I know he down in Grenada because he come back up. If he come back up, he that they doing business because I know his businesses. He closed down his business and he come down in Grenada. He down this still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a long time he didn't come. I just normally come every so often. So sometimes I come down this evening. You know, I come back up the next week. You know, but he was take a little time because he had business doing about. Because he had the leeway like me. You know, very few people from in the diaspora that have the kind of leeway I have. I could take a plane this evening and come back up tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have that kind of privilege like me. But I want to say hello to Spanish. I know he didn't send Davis, something up and send Davis up.
Okay.
So
I think I know you're talking about it. Yeah.
I did listen to you all.
Okay,
right,
brother. You enjoy.
All right, good.
You know the fastest way I just bounce him up? I just bounce him up on the terminal. If I pass in on the terminal, like, you know, when I go and make my Cami trip. Because, you know, I just must make my Cami trip.
Morning, Cami.
Morning, Cami. So if I make my Cami trip, so I go on the terminal and I pass by Cami, usually I might bounce him up. And so, and let me say good morning to Tyrell, because, yeah, Tyrell say I give him up, and I can give him up in shooting. I ain't called Tyrell name for a long time.
so many persons, boy, that.
Nah, but a man like Tyrell,
love, you know,
a man like Tyrell is a man like Martin and Miss V and them. I have to call their name. I must call their name.
Name that just come.
Yes,
right
indeed. Pinky, I hope you enjoy your birthday yesterday. Yeah, hey, there's an issue that I must raise though. It's a sensitive one, but I think it is very important that I do raise that issue. I've gotten several messages on WhatsApp, several messages on Facebook, and that's inbox messages on Facebook. Plus, I've been seeing, in fact, I just went through my timeline, and there it is again. There are people, without thinking, it's obviously you can't be thinking if you're doing something like that, that are circulating a picture of a young lady with the caption, Vincy woman with HIV, AIDS going around in Grenada. And there are people that are just circulating this thing. Think now. That's why I just had to unfollow some people and block them from showing up in my timeline and so, because I can't take a certain level of stupidity. I can't deal with it. Like, if I realize you just post a lot of nonsense, I take you off my timeline. I don't want to see what it is you're saying. Yeah? And it means simply that anybody could make an accusation about anybody, and that those of you that's sending this thing around will just take it and send it around without knowing the fact the young lady posts her blood test results, you know.
Oh my God.
And she's HIV negative. Some of the people that sending this thing around and posting it can't even post their blood tests. But they're circulating this thing without consideration of whether or not it is true.
That is sad.
You know, in some countries, that is actually a crime.
It is a crime. That is.
And the young lady, be her from St. Vincent or from Mars, has rights too.
She has families too.
And as such, she can take legal action against all of you. And if it was me taking legal action, she could take legal action against all of you who are putting this thing out. You don't know who died and made you God. You don't know. For Christ's sake, this is another human being that you're doing this to. Who knows if it's somebody that just don't like the girl, create this thing and send it out. Instead of you consider that this thing might not be true, you take it because you're looking for fame on social media and you're spreading it. And I'm saying this because tomorrow it could be your turn that somebody has done this to. Now they realize that some people are willing to take this thing and just spread it all over the place. Now they realize that some people are just willing to take it and send it all over the place without thinking, without understanding that what you are doing is wrong. They could do it to you next. Any one of you that listening here right now could be the next victim of this sort of thing. Therefore, the young lady ended up having to publish her blood test results, to show that she is not HIV negative and positive.
Imagine that. Imagine how you force and blackmail somebody to do
something
like that.
Thousands of... I see people who are supposed to be educated, sensible, intelligent people. Not only here in Grenada, but in the US and the UK. Sending this thing out. And not realizing that what they are doing is wrong. What you are doing is wrong.
I didn't have time to just read. I just see
because
pop up and
Devon, they could do the same sort of thing to any of us.
Anybody.
Any of us.
That's
then
the power of this thing.
When you receive a letter now from the lawyers of the individual for something that you have posted on Facebook or a WhatsApp that you have sent to all your contacts, all 200-300 people you send it to, who further go and send it to another 200-300 people each. So before the end of the day, the whole of Grenada believe this is the situation with the person. When you get your letter from the lawyer now, and you go in the court, what you're going to tell the magistrate? That you conduct the blood test? What are you going to tell the magistrate?
Dr. man.
It is Dr.
Let me Dr.
But it'll be Dr. Sorry. Yeah. Because you cannot do that sort of thing. That is character assassination. That is wrong.
That's disgusting, man.
That is wrong. I will not sit here and condone wrong. That is wrong.
I mean, think about it. How you want to destroy somebody like that? Why? What could that person do to you that you want to go to that extreme to destroy them?
Listen, 99.9% of you that are circulating this thing do not know the young lady, have never seen her, don't know anything about the young lady, can't even tell her address, don't even know her name. But you are circulating, could that be your child?
Exactly. That is what could be.
Some of you big people, big hardback man and woman in your 50s and 60s sending this thing out, it could have been your child that somebody doing this to. You would have liked if somebody just take a picture of your child off of Facebook and put on it, so-and-so has HIV or so-and-so has AIDS, and started circulating that all over Grenada. You would have taken it and sent it out too? Would you have taken it and sent it out too if it was your child? Or if it was you, you would have taken it and sent it out? But you don't know who the person is. You have not seen their test results. You ain't working in the lab. It's not you do it. But you take this thing and you're sending it out.
And the kind of comments that they have attached to something like that, that is, I mean, come on. Why would you want to do something like that? You know what I'm saying? To a woman, to a young woman. It could have been your sister or your mother or your daughter.
Well, it could have been, yeah. It could even be somebody's mother. Suppose this person has children now, and if they have children in school here in Grenada, from now on, those children have a life of hell. No matter that she put out the blood test results and so on, no matter that she do all of that, now you're going to have hell. Your children are going to have hell.
Attention
because everybody, the teachers standoffish, they ain't going to want nothing to do with the children. And then the other children going to start to tease the children. They want to even sit down in the same classroom with the children.
Exactly.
That sort of thing.
For something that is not true.
When you're doing these things, when you're being part of these things, when you're getting tied up in these things, please understand that there are consequences to your actions. And if I was the young lady, I would assume.
I'm taking all of them to court.
I go into Facebook and everybody I see that share it, I was making sure that I take a note of them, I find their address, and we'd just template some letters and just add in names and addresses. I must make a money. By the time I'm done as a multi-millionaire, I get enough money to find the cure for AIDS. By the time I'm done with all of them. Because you cannot do these sort of things. You cannot do that. Well, you can, but it's wrong. You ought not to do that. Come on, man. I said, I just had to mention that one, Devon.
No, it is very
because
important
to me it is annoying, and it is, you see, Donald Trump is the president of the United States because a lot of false information, false news, news that isn't true, was created, was put on the internet, and because people saw it on the internet, some of them, without doing any background research, without checking to see if it is true or not, just took it as truth and sent it out because somebody sent it to them on the phone.
Yep.
Because somebody had it on Facebook and they see it on Facebook.
Sensationalism. They don't know it's the truth or not. But
so you had a sizable portion of individual populations, because how the United States electoral system runs, the person who gets the most votes doesn't necessarily win the election, and that's what happened at the last election in the United States. They have what they call an electoral college, which means that, like, what we would call each constituency has a certain number of votes that they put towards who becomes the president. And you may have a small state that has as much as 15 votes, and you may have a bigger state than that that has 1 vote or 2 votes or so. Or you have a state like Florida that might have about, I think it's 60 votes or something like that to the electoral college.
Delegates.
So once you win that constituency, the numbers of the electoral votes, the votes that each one has, counts towards who becomes the president of the United States. So a big place like Texas may have a certain amount of votes, right? So you may have how much million people in Texas? You may have how much 100,000 in the next state, although I don't think there's no state in the US with a couple 100,000. But you may have much less people in another state that has more electoral votes. So that is how it was possible for Donald Trump to have less votes than Hillary Clinton, yet still become the president of the United States. But here's what. What they did is that they focused on each of the states that they know they had more votes to gain, more electoral votes, not people going out to vote, but more electoral votes if they won that particular state. And they placed a lot of false information on WhatsApp and on Facebook in those areas.
Twitter, yeah.
And they turned the minds of people, in those areas to vote for Trump. And what ended up happening is that you had fake news while he was talking about fake news. Since people was pushing out a pile of fake news. So you had fake news helping create the situation that the US is in now. And if now we don't start to identify what is fake and what is real online, we're going to have a problem in the future.
Exactly.
We're going to have a problem. I ain't not to be no part of putting out no fake news. Anything I put out, anything I say, I could back it up.
Well, you see,
so we doesn't put out no fake news here.
Look at the situation that people are in there right now, saying all this thing about the young lady.
Exactly.
You know, that's exactly some of the things that we're talking about. See?
Look, someone is saying here their fake profile with someone as Dr. Mitchell continues. They're targeting peoples in Karakou. I believe me, I've been in contact with Facebook on numerous occasions over this particular issue. Government has been in contact with them. We've removed no less than 13 fake profiles of Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. And again, I'll just say to each and every one, there is no way you will receive a friend request from Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. What he has is a Facebook, not a Facebook, he has a Facebook page, not a profile. And as such, he doesn't send out friend requests. So if you see a friend request, immediately know that it is fake, report it as a scam. There's a reporting procedure, report it as a scam. Yeah, and the more of you that report it, the more of you will help get rid of these pages. Yeah? But we have to identify what is real and what is fake. Yeah? Not because you see it on the internet or somebody send it to you makes it real. My goodness, it could have been your child that are doing this too.
Yeah, take your time, read it, get background information before you share, before, all these things, so you don't continue that chain of propaganda or fake news,
Because
Go
it's starting at that level.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
But then they're going to take it and they're going to expand it. They're going to expand it. Sometimes it's somebody that testing to see how far something could reach, because I've seen it done before.
Yeah.
I've seen it done before. We've shut it down here. We spoke about it, and several times they've tested things. So they float certain pieces of fake news with elements of truth inside it. They send certain things out, and when they send it out, they're testing to see how far it would reach, if it would become a topical issue and a talking point within the country. So they send these things out.
But typical example.
And it's some of the people that I see sharing this thing, man. Come on, man. You all supposed to know better than that. You all are children. Big people are back like all you. You know me, I go say it as it is.
Typical example is the whole question of that fake letter and so that going around talking about staff in the Ministry of Education not getting salaries and all that sort of foolishness.
Fake news.
Fake news. That's what it's all about. You can't present the facts. They sit down and they prepare something, right? Allegedly or from the ministry of this or the ministry of that, and send it out, and then they expand on it on their talk shows and their discussion, giving people the impression that it's true and it's false.
Then you have, for instance, like I was having a discussion with an individual in the US, and that person was saying so many things that are totally untrue and false, and you realize it's because the antennas have been tuned only to one particular frequency.
Yeah.
So they have not been hearing the truth or another side in relation to issues. So they were just attacking and saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is wrong. And then when you explain to them, no, that is not the case. This is the case. They refuse to listen. And there's nothing you can do for a person that refuses to listen. In fact, I will just end the conversation. If I realize that I'm trying to have a civil discussion with you and you're not interested in listening, I won't waste my time and energy. Yeah, I won't waste my time and energy.
It don't make sense.
But we need to stop this fake. We need to stop this fake news thing, and it is possible actually to trace where it originated from. It is actually possible technically to trace where this has come from. But those of you that are helping people to destroy people, stop it. Yeah, stop it. Yeah.
Sheldon, it's a long time we haven't heard from our friend from Karakou, man.
Which one of them? Bonfield?
No. Oh God.
We on radio, we can't have no silence.
Yes, I know. Oh Lord, look at his name. His mother just died a couple of days ago.
Curtis?
Curtis.
Nah, man, I'm from Curtis in between, but Curtis, he taking it light for the time being, man. Curtis taking it light. Curtis, morning, eh?
Yeah, good morning to you, Curtis. And little Rena.
Lisa, go deal with all you.
Lisa, good morning. Good morning to Karakou and P.T. Matnik. Carol, good morning to you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Koto is saying the definition of www, the World Wide Web, means that it's either online or offline, and it's a free space where anyone can post information. It can be real, authentic, or untrue. Yeah. This is why everyone use the web has to be and ensure the information received or researched is balanced and real. And that's true.
Yep.
Yeah? Listen, there are websites you can go on to right now that will tell you that incest is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are websites. If that's what you want, you can find it on the internet.
What you want is what you get.
There are websites that will tell you that God is not real. There are websites that will tell you that God is real.
Mm-hmm.
There are websites that will tell you that God is a man walking around right now. There are websites, because you can find whatever it is that you're looking for, there possibly is someone else who has that same belief, and you'll find it somewhere online. There are websites that will tell you that the world is going to end in 7 days from now, or in 3 days from now, or in 2 months from now. How much time the world was supposed to end already? In 2012, the 12th to the 12th, it was supposed to end. Then I think after that, it had another date, it was supposed to end.
2000, then they say in
the Mayan calendar was supposed to end on the 12th to the 12th or the 12th. Yeah. So it had all sorts of things. Anything that you want to believe in, you can find online. It doesn't mean that it's true. Yeah? It doesn't mean, you know much people dead already. Up to the other day, Bas Deopande in Trinidad dead. Up to the other day, he dead, you know?
Yeah.
The man walking around and the man say, I like you, you know I love Bas Deopande already. Bas Deopande said, he's not dead and he's going to make sure that he lives until he dies.
Right.
Yeah. But the man, right? He say he's not dead and he go make sure that he lives until he dies. But you all have to be careful, very careful with what it is that you're putting out. Because you, the individual who owns the Facebook account, the person who owns that mobile phone that sends that WhatsApp message, the person who stands up and repeats that whatever it is that you saw on Facebook to another person, you are responsible for your actions according to the laws of Grenada and even the laws of common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You are responsible for your actions. And we're saying it now. We are saying it now. Because there's a lot of fake information that people are putting out there about others, about situations, about all these kind of things. So we have to be careful. Come on, people. We got to be better. We got to be much smarter than that. Yeah. We got to be much, much smarter than that. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, my friend. I even see... That's what I'm telling you. I ain't going to call it the set of people that you say sharing it. But it's to see the so-called intelligent people that wouldn't even take a minute and say, but suppose there's somebody trying to mess up that girl, boy.
And something like that, you want to go ahead and just...
Suppose the girl come to Grenada and she pick up with a guy. And the girl who was with the guy before decide, nah boy, that girl can't come from St. Vincent and take me man. I go mess her up.
Yeah.
And she creates that and she puts it out. Lo and behold, none of you, because I'm absolutely positive, none of you that share it, holding the girl blood test results. None of you had the blood test results in your hand, but you take it and you're sharing it. And you call yourself intelligent.
Another instance might be a young man who might just see the girl and like her and try to...
And he can't get through.
And can't get through. And she put him in his place and whatever. And he decided, you know what? Man, and
don't
just...
do it. Don't do it. And then the thing is, some of you all not just sharing it and thinking, you're going and you're talking to people and repeat it.
And add comments.
And repeat it. Yeah, don't do that, man. Come on. It's way past disgusting now, man. Stop doing that. Come on. Yeah, and legal action can be taken against you. And a lot of you all, you're bad when you're not in front of people. You know things I know that they say about me. But if a whole one of them, I have a few on record already, because I've been in cases. But when you hold one of them and you drag them before the magistrate, no, they're trying not to even reach in front of the magistrate, you know. They're trying to bring you what is called the master at courts, or what is the masters. They're trying to bring you there first and mediate, because they don't want to go to court, because they know that they have no proof of what they're saying. They just don't like you, and they decide they're going to say anything about you to damage your image and your character. Yeah? Because I know there are a lot of them, Devon, they didn't like me. I don't care. I really don't care who don't like me, but a lot of you don't like me. But I don't care.
Some lawsuit too just now, you know. They feel everything just quiet and peaceful.
No, they're just saying things and they have nothing to back it up. Listen, if we are going to be a decent and a civilized society of freedom of speech, which is enshrined in the Constitution of Grenada, comes with responsibility.
Yep.
That is why there are laws that protects individuals' rights. And the laws don't only respect people who are born here in Grenada and come from Grenada, but anybody within the state of Grenada. Could be a tourist on a boat in Grenada. They have rights too. Yeah, so we have to be careful.
Very,
and
very
I'm emphasizing it because I personally feel real bad for this youth. To know that you all put this thing out there and all kind of people just send it. Don't send it to me, I'm going to embarrass all you.
What if this my
all you should know me by now and all you know that I have a very, very kind of temper when I'm ready with these things. Don't send it to me. Anybody that have my number should know me. Don't send it to me. All right.
Hey, good morning to Sister Nola Bain. Happy birthday to you, my dear. Yeah, that's the wife of Peter Bain.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's celebrating a birthday today.
Yeah, this week a lot of nice people.
Yes,
But let me say a special predated happy birthday to Mrs. Marcella Chumbarima Campbell.
Yes.
Yeah. Marcella Campbell. Early happy birthday to you. Tomorrow is Marcella's birthday.
Happy birthday. You want me to sing happy birthday to her?
No, I'm doing okay. Singing the part is okay. You like the weather we're having.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Scott.
Hi, morning. How are you?
And Devon, good morning. How you all doing?
Hey, we're good.
Good.
You all right?
Yes, my love.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, well, I'm here. I'm listening. Sheldon.
Yes, my love.
I mean, Grenadians are not stupid people, right?
No, they are not.
I think we intelligent enough to know right from wrong. With that incident, I listened to a caller this morning. It's not on your program. On Mr. Duncan program, FM.
Mm-hmm.
That man does call on your radio station too and on the other station. We don't listen to programs, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man called in and he said, with Betty and death, the man calling the program and telling Shaggy that he went and looked at the bus that dragged Betty from River Road to the place where they stop him and take out the body.
The call, yeah.
What I'm saying is, Mr. Duncan, Mr. Scott.
Duncan to say right.
No police officer will not let me or you just come to investigate nothing about because they investigated the matter still, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the man said this morning that he think they should not take away the man license and give the money back and all kind of things. And the world is listening. You cannot tamper with evidence. The man, I was so surprised when I heard he say that. And my question is, you have family. This guy is not the guy that bunks up. Leave the police do their work. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Leave the police do their work. And people have family. How that your family go feel when they hear you as a civilian calling on radio and say, don't take away the man license and all kind of things. Police will not allow you and me to come wherever the bus back up in the custody and you go and investigate nothing. And he's not a police officer. 25. You understand me, Mr. Scott, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell why, and he's a boss man here. And you must realize, despite what they can is, they can have family. She has family. And it's not nice. None of us, by the way, should die. None of us. So to go on the radio and saying these things is not nice. And I want him to stop them kind of thing. And if the police allow him to go and investigate the boss, that is not nice. I don't believe. I tell it, it's a lie. I tell it, it's a lie. And good morning to all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends this morning.
What sale?
Listening to me.
What sale you have?
Eh?
What sale you have today?
What I have?
Yeah.
Selling today?
Yes, what you had on there?
Well, sell. Yes, sir. Sell. I mean, so on, I mean. And he said that to me, let me do a little. I'm sure, Scotty.
Yes, ma'am.
I have clothes. Let me have $25. I will give you back all the money. Scotty, I have bags, pants, shorts, panties. I have a lot of nice bra for people. I have a lot of bra for big book people.
Mm-hmm.
They could come down and see what I got. You know, money bags for best men and things. You know, you could remember Mr. Hugh Wildman?
Yeah, man, a good partner.
Jamaican guy?
Yeah.
That I even think about him last night. That used to give so much problem when Peter was with NEC. I know where Peter is today. And I didn't listen to news in Peter.
Who, you? Yeah, man. He just follow. I know you, know.
I wonder.
He's supposed to be. He's
so nice.
He's supposed to be something in Jamaica.
Know what people say about you, and know the amount of things they say. I could call you and tell you.
I mean, but I that.
Yeah, when they sit on here. Even when you're on the radio. This is what they're going to say about you and Devon. This is what they're going to say about me. But you don't have to worry.
Yep.
You just have to say I would have prayed for them and be strong. Yesterday, Scotty, I was going to shake the Prime Minister's hand right in front of the bus terminal. And I'm NEC man with a bus, there's a taxi. Stop. And the kind of words he used, the police, they're good. They could have arrested him.
Yeah.
But they just didn't make go out. Go away. The security that was with the Prime Minister. He started to cross for dirty words I can say. It's very shameful. That is to tell you the kind of people we have do this hatred. Scotty, I'm saying that to say, if I did think of when they didn't break the shop, I would, I didn't have this kind of thing in me. They break the shop, they close on the place. And was so good for me to go in.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed.
You'll get better.
I'm blessed. The same Prime Minister set up Miss Kami so nice, and he have people at the head, and they won't even say the shame. And I was ashamed. I cut in burger, I pick in breadfruit, I bring in and share the people. The same Kit Michelle. Morning, Mr. Prime Minister. And you all have a blessed weekend.
Depot
to you, my love.
I love you all.
Depot, say good morning.
And everybody, Mr. Watt, everybody, have a blessed weekend.
All right,
Sheldon,
Gabby.
don't bother with them.
No.
Just bring your name go.
I don't bother them.
Just bring your name. You know that.
Yeah, but and I know who too.
That.
And I know who.
Supporters, watch. Before I go, here's something. The last parliament, I could not have go. Could not have go because I had something to do. Because I went to Spain the day before. And when the bus stopped, next morning, baby, when the bus stopped for me, I tell them I'm going. And the people wash me and the people in my village, in Busheju and Bizanovi, I'll go down in Parliament. It's what they say about me. And when if I go in somewhere, Mr. Scott, I will dress nice. And they see me with my old market clothes. But you still running your mouth and carry.
But it's not everywhere you could go.
Secretary, I will not make it. You cannot go in everything the government have. Every function. You can go sometimes you don't feel well. And they must stop that. They must stop this thing, Mr. Scott.
Yes.
They're getting me sick.
Ah, boy.
Because they need us for the next 5 years. The 5 years will run,
Cammy,
so
don't
when
bother.
you saying bad things about me and all them things, what do you want me to do?
Cammy, don't bother with them. Don't bother with them, Cammy. Don't bother with them
You have
at
to
all.
stop that. And you don't bother with them. They don't want to see you on that program. Scotty,
They have
one morning, I will get blessed and I will call your name. They don't want to see you on the one on that thing. They don't stop when they come on back there. I'm talking about supporters, NXT supporters. And you know what I'm talking about. You know the truth.
Yes, in truth, I know.
You know they don't want to do. And you work so hard.
Don't bother with that. Cammy, I doesn't bother with them. You don't bother with them. Devon, you don't bother with them?
Piss me off.
We don't bother with them.
We're supposed to be loving, living good. You understand?
All right,
you
but
work hard.
don't worry that. Don't worry that. Don't worry them. Cammy, we go talk, my love.
Scotty, I'm the tough guy. I want to follow on dead with that in the mind. I have to say what I have to say.
I hear you.
Hold on. Next thing I did with that in the heart, I want him to know that to stop it.
Yes, my love.
Mr. Watts, I love you and your wife. Bye-bye.
All right.
Zingo. Bye-bye.
Oh, God.
That's what you see. That's Cammy. If Cammy believes she had to let it go,
No,
she can't hold it.
Can't hold it.
But I can't be bothered with people.
That's why she's so
Cammy-
light. Cammy,
Yeah.
heavy, she's light.
Look, all these people calling and telling that. Hey, everybody, Depot, everybody sending them morning for Cammy, Kim,
Cammy,
Depot,
everybody.
Vanessa, Chris, everybody, Sherman, everybody sending the morning for Cammy this morning. But you can't be bothered with them. You can't be bothered. Listen, if I used to bother with people, I would have never be alive today. I'm telling you, I would not even be alive today if I used to bother with people. I would have dropped down and dead long time ago. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, boss.
How are everything?
Great, man.
Well, Sheldon, I heard you all speaking about something about the young lady. My God. Sheldon, you see now, I want to ask a question. What good someone will get from that? When you're spreading something about a young lady, you have no facts. You're spreading if it's true or not true. Right? And you just continue to say, spreading this about a young lady. We're trying to see the whole problem there. We see something that when people do start something, we don't know the reason why. Right? And they send to us, we just take it and go and spread it. You see, sometimes we have to ask a question, why is this person saying that on my WhatsApp or on my Facebook? I ask the question it. Well, see, what we don't question it, we get it and we just sharing it. Right? And brother Sean, I remember the time when the issue with Gary Bowen and Dr. Mitchell came out. I was in a partner office, and he was at NDC. And he said, oh God, boy, Gary Bowen and Dr. Mitchell again. I respond to the young man. I say, young man, not everything you all hear, you all must believe. You all must investigate and to know what you hear, if it's true or not true. Right? Well, see, sometimes we hear something because we like a person and we continue to spread it. And in end result, what he was saying to me was not true. Right? So I always say, before you go out and say anything, investigate to know if it's true or not true. And brother, and there are things like that with young lady. If it's true or young lady, this is something I do spreading.
She must sue. That's I want her. I personally will pull some of the stuff off her Facebook and give her, along with the proper name of the people that do it, for she to sue them. Because I find it's high time this stupidness stop.
Yeah, no, she has to deal with them, man. Right? Deal with them because you have to have love for people, right? And care about people, because you know when people have a heart where they don't care and they don't only care about themselves, they will say and do anything about people. And what they're saying is not true. They have no facts. What they do, they say. No, she has to deal with them people and will do that. You have to set an example with people for them to take reckoning with yourself, Russian Devon. Alright? So I want to say, you all have a wonderful day.
All right,
my brother, you take care.
And it's way past just this young lady and that, because it's a culture that's being created that they're trying to get you without thinking to just accept anything that you see online. So you see something and you just accept it immediately. You see, they say something about Devon, you accept it immediately. They say something about me, you accept it immediately. They say something about anybody and immediately you just accept it. Yeah, that's the culture they're trying to create, and we need to stop that. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Sheldon and Devon, good morning.
Hi,
good morning.
Yeah, I heard Kami said something what I said this morning, but she didn't say the whole thing that I said.
We barely hearing you, huh?
Huh?
We barely hearing you, so you need to speak up a bit for us.
Yeah, what I said is that I went to the fire station yesterday. I didn't go and investigate anything. I had a matter there and I went, and there the bus was. The bus is not hiding from nobody. It's right there. Anybody could go in there and look at it. When I look at the bus front, I look around it at the side. There was no impression that it didn't hit. It hit anything. If you bounce a dog in the road, you bumper and mash up the panel, everything. No. The young lady is.
But my friend, before we go any further on that, let me say this, sir. It is unfortunate that in my view, it's kind of unfortunate that you did make the statements this morning, because what we have here is a criminal matter that is under investigation. And when we make these sort of theoretical statements without having the technical knowledge of what we're speaking about, we are endangering any court case that may come out of this. In other words, some of the people who are listening to this right now may be jurors in a case that comes out of that particular matter. And by making these sort of statements, what we are doing is that we are sort of shrinking the juror pool. In other words, because if a person is going to be a juror in a matter, there's a certain level of impartiality that has to be there for that person. And we do not know, we were not there, we did not see how what took place. What we do know is that a vehicle was involved in that, that a person died, very unfortunately, that they've left behind children. And for us to get into a back and forth now of how it happened, I don't think we should. I really don't think that we should get into a back and forth on it.
Okay, I listen to what you're saying, but when you say I doesn't have any knowledge, that's the equation. I have knowledge of these things.
I'll say yes, you're a driver, and I know that you're a very good driver. You've been driving for many years and all of that. But when it comes to the technical parts of this, in other words, the police science part of it, I don't know that you do have that capability. Maybe you can tell me differently. Hello? Hello? Okay, it seems as though we've lost the caller. Yeah, but what I'm saying is leave the police to do their work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Devon. Good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning, sir.
My friend. What's up?
How you doing? Are you okay, man?
All right.
Hey, everything
nice
good?
to hear you.
Yeah, everything good, man. Everything good. I've been listening to all of this morning there, and, well, you know, you said it already, so I guess everybody hear it. But what I want to talk about this morning, Sheldon, is Nicaragua and Daniel Ortega and his wife. Just remember, Devon, during them times, we grew up and we know Ortega came, he and Morris was like brothers. You know, he fought a revolution. The Americans to keep it down, came back. Them people supported. And today, his wife, which is vice president, which I don't believe in, right?
Oh boy, you're breaking up, Ian.
Yeah,
You're breaking up here.
See, settle a bit.
Wherever he is, you had to stay one spot because like somehow the phone coming and going.
Okay.
But you see, you're clear now.
Calling same people.
Oh boy, it cutting again.
You're going low.
Right.
You're going low down.
Take off. I will try you later.
Yes,
Okay.
try again. Try again. All right.
Or brother, if you're using a hands-free phone, try to use the direct line.
Yeah.
If you're using a hands-free phone, try and use the direct line because I think what could be happening there is that the signal, if you're using a hands-free according to where you are, the signal, or if you're using a Bluetooth, that song is when the power is going on a Bluetooth device. So it may be that you're using a Bluetooth device and that is causing that problem as well. All right, so you need to probably relocate to where and use a landline, or if you're using a mobile, use it direct and in line with a tower or something.
Well, Sheldon, while you're in this accident and thing, this morning I was coming down in a bus, and just as I passed the call, coming down to reach to River Road there, the housing scheme, there was a big truck, a SL truck, full, loaded, in front of the bus I was traveling. And there was this car, just after you pass Honorable Peter David's office, he's coming up towards the call. Past the second hump, right? Saw the truck coming down. Tried to overtake another vehicle. And you know the disaster that man almost caused? That car almost got squished between the truck and that other vehicle. The man with the car just stopped and looked at this man like, I mean, why do some of our drivers want to take on so much unnecessary risk with their lives and other people's lives? Why? Why we want to do that? You know, we have to be more careful than that, right? I mean, don't risk your life and other people's life unnecessary like that. If you have a death wish, do it for yourself. You understand? I mean, I really want to appeal to all the drivers of our nation, right? By the time you get behind that wheel, remember, you're not driving just for yourself. You're driving for others. You got to look for the dog. You got to look for the pedestrian, the other driver. And even a mango falling from a tree, you have to look for that too. That's how attentive you have to be, right, when you're driving. Please, right? Road fatalities is not a good thing, and we do not want to continue to have, you know, so many of them, in our country, right? We have a lot of vehicles. Yes, you expect that you will have vehicular accidents every so often, but not unnecessary vehicular accidents. So please, drivers on our roads, do better than that.
Hey, let me say a special good morning or good evening according to where you might be. To Oswald, yeah man, we hope you're having a wonderful morning this morning, bro. And we hope you understand. Nice. We hope everything is going all well and okay for you, bro. Yeah man, you just want to make sure that you're cool, eh? Yes, and of course it's Jesus' name. All right.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, hey, just several things, eh? As a person who drives at night, I really, because I've one on camera there, and believe me, please remember to dim your lights.
Oh boy,
to dim your lights.
That is another killer,
right? I don't drive on high beam. I don't ever drive on high beam, even if it's very late in the night and I'm one of the only vehicles on the road. I still don't drive in high beam. Yeah? Imagine people that's passed and cussing me sometime. One driver did it on Saturday. They cussing me. No, I'm to the side. They on high beam, they coming up, on low beam, take off, thing, at the side. And they're still cussing me. Right? So imagine, and there's a person with the lights on full. Because what it does is it blinds you. Yeah? It's it does you actually can't see what the side of the road. You can't see anything. Yeah, you could run off the road, you could endanger yourself, you could even endanger the same people who light bright. You could run into them or cause an accident with them. And to the buses, especially some of those that are applying the Grand Anse route. I can speak about Grand Anse because that's where I live, that's where I am all the time. Particularly those of you with the, it's not LED. Those are HED or HID or some kind of thing like they call them. Right. So those are the very high quality lights that when you're going down the road and you're going to pick up a passenger, you see a passenger and you're trying to get their attention. My goodness, you're driving a bus. It makes noise. You have on lights. There is no necessity. You're not really supposed to discharge your horn. But anyhow, you're driving. It makes no sense for you to be flashing your lights. Like if you have a police car, some of them, they're flicking the lights. Now, yeah, I know what you're trying to do is get the attention. I know that you have the bank to pay. I know you have your children to take care of. I know you have to go and buy gas and so on. It's going to cost you a couple $100 to fill the tank. And you have to get your tires. And you have to change brakes. And you have to fix them seats that break. Plus, you have to maintain other things. And no, you have to do that. But you can't do that at the cost of the life of another person. Because when you flicker those lights, anybody coming in the opposite direction, you blind them. It's until one of you driving in a vehicle that low, you're going to realize what I'm speaking about. Because when you flicker the light like that, because you have it on, they have it on high beam, they don't ever drive on low beam. When you're going down Grand Anse nighttime as a driver,
Grenville,
believe me, is living hell. Is living hell. And they flicker the lights. And there's several of them that do it. And yes, we understand you're trying to get a passenger. We understand that's how you make your living. We understand all of that. But take the rest of us that are on the road into consideration. Because when you flicker like that, we can't see anybody at the side of the road, you know. You might be seeing the person, but we coming in the opposite direction. We can't even see the side of the road. We can't even see in front of us because you blind us. Please. Because I realize a lot of you all doing it. And it looked like if you need yellow and them rest of fellas and them to come on the street and come and stand up and wait for you to do it and then give you all a ticket also before some people know not to do it. Come on, we know not to do it. We all know not to do it. And to and that's for the busmen who flicker the lights. But to the other road users who just find that because their vehicle have these new lights, these very bright lights, that they must display it. I don't know what you want to see. Because to me, it look like you're trying to get extra the vehicle in front of you the way some all your lights bright. And you have it on high beam. You have it on high beam. Yes, Terry. The low beam is high as well because my low beam is sort of high. Because people must be passing sometime and they tell you, boy, lower your lights now. But my light actually low if I put it on high. If I put the lights on high, you want to see high.
Yes, it's
But I'm
ridiculous.
saying there are many people who are doing this thing, and it's inconsiderate to other road users, and it's also dangerous because you are creating blind spots for other drivers. You're blinding them. They can't see. They have to stop. Just full stop.
Yeah, and that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah.
Because you can't see.
You can't see, just stop.
I don't care who say I can't drive. I don't mind about that.
I stop in.
Yeah.
No matter where I stop, right, perhaps I stop in.
I stop in. I prefer to be stop and alive and right in the eyes of the law than continue and I can't see and hit somebody or bong somebody or do anything like that.
It's ridiculous. It's
So
ridiculous.
just
it's getting unbearable, and so and it's about time that our traffic department start looking at measures and so to minimize all these things.
Yeah,
the
I
other
mean,
thing again,
why we had to get to the stage that the police
Yeah.
had to step in?
Yeah,
All of us know not to do it,
we
man.
know, but then,
why
hey.
we had to get a big stick approach? Why we
Some-
had to go and
some of us, that's what we like.
When the police should be watching for them fellas and them that looking to molest little children, or them guys that go in farmers' land and torment them by thieving all the sauersup and thieving the pepper and the tomatoes and things just as it right. Instead of we give the police more time to go and deal with those things, we creating more things for them to have to deal with so they can't go and deal with those issues. Why? Why we had to do that? We have a call.
unnecessarily. Good morning.
We lost out.
Another thing too, Sheldon, road users again, especially the drivers who drive in the nation's road, continuing to use their cell phones when it's not necessary. Pull up on the side, especially the buses.
That's why the Bluetooth.
Yeah, pull up on the side. If it's that important, it will only take you a few seconds. Pull up on the side. Remember, you're carrying 15, 16, 18 other people in your bus, right? Or even your vehicle, you're driving 4 or 5 persons and you're on the phone. And so that's a distraction. Let us avoid and minimize these type of problems. We continue to bring problems on ourselves, and then the consequences now, it's unbearable. We need to do better than that, people. We need to.
Why do we continue as a people to create situations to give police officers more work? And by the way, police up on Camp Raymond, you have 20 minutes.
20 minutes for that post pot oil to come down.
Don't feel we keep it check on time.
And we just get a call and they tell us, well, boy, super. Good morning.
We have a caller. I wonder if it's a phone line, boy, because I'm barely hearing you. But go ahead.
Go ahead, try.
Yeah, Mr. Sheldon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
You good?
Yeah, for the time.
Good morning. Morning to you and morning to the next one. I'm listening to you was talking about the bridge in Guelph there. And land.
Yeah.
The only problem we have is the bridge in Guelph there is Naraka.
Okay.
The bridge almost finished already because Naraka running some big lines. So when they've done that, the bridge will open for this month. Alright?
Yeah,
All right, my
okay,
brother.
Good. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, alright.
All right. Yeah, that's going to cut the commute time going up the West
Yes.
Coast by quite a lot.
Yeah, by about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to cut it by quite a lot instead of you had to go up and
So
come
when you have to
around.
go up there, and if the traffic is heavy, you know, the
Yeah, there's
stops
the drama.
and and so. But yeah, you know what? Progress comes with inconvenience.
But say what, I didn't know in the back this good so
You get to know, that's what I'm saying. Progress comes with inconvenience, because that inconvenience that we get in, temporary inconvenience, that giving us the opportunity to explore other areas, know other areas, meet other people, and so that's Grenada.
Yeah.
You understand?
So the two other messages for today. One, think before you post.
Yes.
Think before you share.
Yes.
Think before you even like things that you see on social media, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, be it. We've
Twitter,
always told
whoever,
you,
whatever.
Yeah, we've always told you about the fake profiles that are being done in the name of our Prime Minister. We've always told you about that because we know that there are certain people, they want to do things and then they will come and they will say, look, I was having this conversation with Dr. Mitchell. I said, Dr. Mitchell had time to sit down and go on a conversation on Facebook. The man busy. Right,
That's so
true.
ridiculous.
Right, true.
Doc, good morning to you,
Good
sir.
morning to you, Prime Minister. Yeah, one thing I learned from him, man.
And Doc
I learned
fingers
from-
big. Doc had time to go on his little phone.
No,
and
no,
them
no,
and-
boy, you could use
and
it, boy. No, boy, you could use it. You could use it. Take out it. You could use it. But no, the other thing is this, Devon. I think that Oh boy, I lost this trend of thought. Yeah, but the basic thing is this, please. Oh, I was saying what I learned from Prime Minister. The importance of water. Is one man that he always makes sure pure, fresh water on a very regular basis throughout the day. He makes sure that he always has his water and he drinks his water and that kind of thing. And it's a thing I didn't used to do much. I used to more drink soft drinks and all those kind of things. But I cut it out. No, right now it's water and water and water. I mean, right now, there's some coffee when I'm inside here.
And advertising at Glenelg.
The best.
Proud.
The best.
Proud
One of
Grenadian product.
but the best. But next to Nawasa. But Nawasa just as good. But how do you buy? Nawasa in Grenada? Boy, they could pipe that water and sell it as bottled water overseas.
Nawasa, I give kudos to Nawasa.
Yeah, man. Mr. Husbands, you and the team, man, all you have it locked. But outside of me drinking the coffee or my tea when I'm inside here, I make sure I drink my water before. First thing in the morning, you drink some water. And throughout the day, as much as possible, you drink some water. And so it has helped a lot. Because I'm a person that suffered, for instance, with a lot of dry skin and dry scalp and so. And once you start the process of drinking a lot of water, that doesn't happen. Your hair looks better. And you know me and Devon have a lot of hair. Your hair looks better. Your skin looks better. Your body functions better.
Exactly.
Drink your water. Another thing.
Yes, Hannah. Warm water. That's
warm
what I'm
water,
drinking.
Yeah. Warm water.
Thanks for the advice, darling.
The other thing that I have to say that he always speaks about, he always says, make sure and go and do your different tests, especially men.
Yeah.
Some of us as men, we want to go and take certain tests.
I plead the fifth on that one.
No, I know. Listen,
let's be serious.
Come on,
man.
Man to man, big man.
Man to man.
The prostate exam is embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
But you know what more embarrassing? If you get prostate cancer,
that's death embarrassing. Yeah.
That not only embarrassing, that will kill you. So I don't mind taking the few minutes of discomfort to go through the prostate exam. Listen, some people say once you cross the age of 40, if you have members of your family, history of cancer within your family, we're talking like doctors today and it's called a doctor. No, it's important for us to say these things. Because we love you and we want you around for a long time.
And are we afraid? We just...
Listen, girl.
Oh,
the exam. You see, I started shifting my seat when I talk about the exam. No, but listen.
It's uncomfortable, Hannah, but...
Look, Nazi B had to go and do your... Boy, I do for mine.
Wait, I'm more than you. I do the blood test and think, well, that's not enough.
No, you do your blood test.
Yeah.
Your blood test is important every how many months you do your blood test. But it's also important to do your prostate exam.
Very important.
Go and do men. Especially those of you who have family members that died with it. Or family members with a history of cancer. Don't have to be prostate cancer. Even if you don't have that in your family, still go and check.
I mean, men.
Still go and check.
We understand, eh? That finger, I mean, up there is not a. I mean, no, we have to think and sensitize.
I feel like it was one finger that went on shoulder.
We have to start sensitizing our younger ones. That fingers that goes up there in the rear, it's not comfortable. But it's necessary.
Listen, don't get too much details. You'll make some man don't go. Don't get no details.
No, I want him to
just
prepare.
Let a man go. Let a man go. Let it shave.
Oh my God.
Let a man go shave, beard properly, and go. But no, it's not like we're making joke on this thing. But yo, listen, I know from time to time the Ministry of Health, they go to the bus terminal and they speak to drivers and so on about that and this kind of thing. Because it's an important thing to do.
Very important.
It's an important thing, and especially as bus drivers, because you're all in a sitting position for a lot of the day. You're in a sitting position and so on. You tend to have different health issues coming up from time to time. So you need to go and check on these things.
The women, the women too.
You know, the main problem that our Cuban friends have been complaining about is that people within the Caribbean, not just Grenada, the entire Caribbean, who get people to go to Cuba and so on, the people that are coming up there are coming up with in too much of the late stages of the cancer.
Exactly. They're not
Because
capturing
it's
it
not
early.
being captured early enough. If you do your tests on a regular basis, and you must check things like your heart and your cholesterol level and so too, because people just dropping down with heart attack.
Yep.
So you go and you check these things. If you check these things on a regular basis, anything that happens there that you pick up early can be dealt with. I've seen too many of my friends in their 30s didn't make it to their 40s. I'm telling you, I know people that didn't make it to 35. 35, they did not make it to the age of 35 because they did not visit the doctor and do their different exams. Yeah? So when something could have been dealt with in the initial stage and even cured, by the time they start to feel sick and they start to feel funny and their fingers start to look funny and their eyes start to change color and all kind of thing, and you go by the doctor, they say, no, this is late stage, we give you X amount of time. And then they start to cry and they start to rush. They need treatment and they want to go to Cuba because they believe the Cubans can work miracles. The Cubans can help, but they can't work miracles. If it is detected early and you get out and you get the treatment early, you have a high chance of getting over it without it coming back. So please,
some of us
just because we love you and we want you all to carry the message too.
Yes, carry the message.
Gentlemen, bathe shave, bathe proper, go and do your prostate
exam. Go and do your prostate. Well shaved, go and do your prostate and thing. I know, and, you know, even some men, a lot of men, sometimes, before this happened to me, they afraid injection. A little needle, juke in the jaw, a little blood, we afraid that. Imagine that.
Go and
That's
do
why go and do it. Get it over with. It's for our good.
It's
right?
better you know than you don't know.
Exactly. You know, so, and we have to set an example for our children coming up. Teach them the right way. Let them stay healthy. Let them continually, right, not afraid to check on their health.
And it's always cheaper to do what you have to do to avoid. So if you're exercising, that I don't do, that is one thing I don't do, I don't exercise. I know I have to start. If you're exercising and you're eating properly, I don't eat properly. That's the next thing I don't do. But at least I'm starting the process. So you start to exercise, you start to eat properly, you start to watch what you eat, watch what you drink, that kind of thing, because I've reduced my sugar intake by a lot. Because my family on both sides has a history of diabetes and high blood pressure.
So you have to be very careful.
So I know, and I have cancer on one side of the family as well. So I know that this is something. I lost my father to prostate cancer. And I have cancer on my mother's side as well, on both sides. So I have to be careful. So you must do what you have to do. You must go, do your blood tests, do your different exams.
Get the finger up there to get the test. Don't be afraid.
That's the way you're shaking your head for you're frightened so far. Man, at your age, you're supposed to be doing that every year. Serious? No, we're taking the same.
No, not every year. Twice a year.
You want me to link you up with Bird Profit?
Twice a year.
I'll send you by Bird Profit.
Yeah, it might be a little bit more mild
No, Bert is your partner. Bert is my partner. After you do mine, I could watch him after.
Wait, but one man are going by we?
No, I'm going by Bert.
Dr. T, I'm not going by nobody else.
By Terrence?
No. Dr. Thomas.
Dr. Thomas?
Yeah, Papa.
Yeah, by Dr. Thomas.
I'll go by Dr. T. But it's, we laugh and have fun and think about it, and it's good.
No, it's serious.
But it's very important as men, especially late 30s, early 40s, do not wait to be diagnosed with cancer.
I have a good friend right now. In fact, is a person who every now and again would even call this program. People here calling this program and thing, and they catch the thing too late. They catch the thing late, fighting up, trying their very best, but they catch the thing late. You understand? So, and I'm talking about the prostate cancer. They caught it late. But that's why you have to go and by the time you cross the age of 30. When I was 30, I went to do my first exam. The doctor watched me say, boss, what you come here and do? I said, no, I come to do the prostate exam. The man refused to do it and I had to go to the next doctor. Because he refused to do it. He said, no, you're too young. I said, no. I said, my father has it. I ain't taking no chance. Me want to find out down the road.
Prevention is better than cure.
No. When I'm trying to go to the bathroom and I can't go off and I wonder what going on. No, do your exams and
you don't know until you go. Right? Depot thanks for that. You would never know until you go.
Yeah, go and do it.
Go and do it. That's an advice for we giving it to but that's for us too. We need to go and do it. I know I need to go and do mine again. This time they
the women too.
Yeah,
the women.
the
We're
pap
talking
smear.
about men as men. We're talking
Yeah.
to men. But as women, it's important to go and do your pap smear.
Your pap smear and
you do your breast exam and all those kind of things. Hey,
you know,
and
feel for the lumps and all these other things.
men can get breast cancer too. Eh?
Oh, yes.
It's not just women. Men can also get breast cancer. So just remember that when you're looking at things, it's actually possible for men to get. Yeah.
But
boy, I see some men run out of the doctor's office in St. Patrick's Medical
Martin,
Station
you know, easy.
when they learn what the prostate test is about.
It's all
I swear
about.
maybe the building was on fire.
Yeah, men running. I mean, I didn't mind a woman,
no,
you know, executed.
Let me
but
tell you. No, I don't want nobody executed.
we have a
I don't
choice,
want to, but I don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice.
But the main thing is this, though. Believe me, the discomfort that you would go through for the exam is much less, like 0.000% of 1% of the pain, the suffering, and even the embarrassment that you can go through if the prostate cancer develops and it goes to the final stages. And so what you would go through, believe me, it is very embarrassing because some guys with prostate cancer can't hold the bladder and they might end up having an accident out in public.
Yeah, and you pee yourself.
Where it would have taken you just a few minutes with a little bit of discomfort for a doctor to check and see if you had that problem early enough so you could start receiving treatment and avoid having to go down that road. Yeah? Twice a year. Twice a year. Go and do it.
Go and do it.
And there are some doctors that once you organize with the doctors, they call you and they tell you.
They call you and they give you an appointment and so they keep you in touch.
Oops, we lost that
you know,
call.
it's very, very important. And to our women, right? Cancer, breast cancer, cervical cancer, these things are common among women. Women, you need to go and do your regular checkup, right? Twice a year, 3 times a year. Remember, without you, civilization cannot continue.
Especially if they put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
And you go, even if you want to get a health insurance so that it pays part of it, health insurance is a good thing.
It is.
So that you can pay for it over a period of time. I remember we have national health insurance, but I talk about if you have your private insurance in the meantime, right? That can help you with these different things. Because it's important as women especially, again, you on a monthly basis or every now and again you hear somebody in their 20s or somebody in their 30s who has gone to the great beyond and you're wondering why. But they didn't pick up the cervical cancer early enough and it spread to the bones and that's it.
That's it.
Or they didn't pick up the breast cancer early enough and then they lose one breast or they lose the next one and it spread to the bones and that's it. And I'm speaking here out of knowing people personally that have died over the past few years because they did not go to the hospital or the medical center or the private doctor early enough and do the test. Even your blood sugar. I have a friend who is just in his early 30s that had to have part of his foot amputated because he didn't know he had diabetes. So he was eating and drinking everything. And then he just find he having this problem with his leg and so and his foot and he find dying healing. And so and then he realized like this thing get infected and by the time he go and they check his blood sugar was off the charts. In fact, they were surprised he didn't fall into a coma. Off the charts. And I'm talking about a young fella here. I'm not talking about somebody in their 50s and 60s and 70s going there. I'm speaking about a guy that in his early 30s that lost part of his foot because
of carelessness.
Exactly.
I think, you know,
but not necessarily carelessness, you know. Because at that age, you think you're invincible. When you was 30, you're in your 20s and your early 30s, and so you Mr. Invincible, nothing can happen
like
to
a
you.
bull, man. You're running your energy to go.
And not seeing the signs of these things, not seeing the dryness of mouth and the constantly wanting to drink water, the constant urination, the tingling feelings in the legs and those kind of things. Not picking up the warning signs that, hey, I might be diabetic. And colonoscopy, yes, I did a colonoscopy as well. And the endoscopy, I did both of them.
And for some of you women, especially young women, right? I mean, your menstrual cycle is once a month, some of you twice a month, and so some women go through hell. I know of some women, they have what you call period pain, and so, Sheldon, I mean, it's unbearable when they tell you, when they explain to you, right? I mean, the pain that they get before and after, and so, but yet for all, some of them do not want to go and check the medical practitioner, right? You need to do that. Your health is your wealth, ladies, right? You don't want, when you reach that, check, please.
We love you all and we want to be seeing
Yes.
you all. We want to be, you hear what we just say at the end of every program? We don't want to be talking about all you, we want to be talking with all you.
With you.
And it's a serious thing.
Yeah, it is.
Again, some people, they do all these check and things and they leave out important things like checking on your heart, checking on your kidneys, all the abuse of the alcohol over the years, all the set of sugary foods and those sort of things. Or sometimes it's just genetic. You have a genetic problem when it comes to your kidney. And then at the end of the day, you realize that you're having renal failure, what they call kidney failure. Or you have to stay on a thing, you need to get a kidney to survive. And we know how that goes. Ooh. So you have to check on these things. You have to check on these things. Don't just go and check on the prostate and so. Check your kidney. See if your kidney is functioning properly.
A general
because
checkup.
You don't want later down that you end up in a problem there. You don't want that you just start clutching your chest and you drop to the ground and you have a heart attack. But check and see if your heart is operating normally. If your cholesterol level is normal or you're building up plaque, you're building up because you actually build up within the arteries, within those tubes that run to your heart. If you build up plaque over a period of time because of all the fatty food, because some of us, oil long is the national dish, but don't try to eat it every day.
Every day. Don't try to eat it every day.
Don't try and eat it every day.
Twice a week might be all right. But,
don't try and eat it every day. Watch the foods that you eat. Because if you eat a lot of the fatty foods and so, and they start to clog up your arteries.
Chicken,
your body
fried,
fighting.
especially fried food.
Yeah.
Fried food, a lot of oil and that sort of thing. So we minimize on that. We got to start taking much more care of ourselves. Because if we don't, we cannot continue our generation. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, morning.
Hey, good.
Yeah, man. When last you do your prostate,
good morning,
brother?
DC. When last you do your prostate?
But I just thinking about that.
Just thinking about it. Come on, man. Nah, bro. We want you around a long time. Go and do your prostate exam.
As a matter of fact, men like me just turned 40, so.
You just turned 40? Wait, now you're a little boy to me?
Hey, but
I
you're
said
a
the man is big man.
I just turned young, but the mother's milk on my face still. If you squeeze it, the face is milk coming out. So things, it's been a while.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, man. You realize after a campaign you shut down?
You know, busy. No. People say, especially in Mark, they saying, I ain't seen it since the campaign done, I ain't seen it, but from one to another.
BNTF.
We're able to secure the 15 seats and no ways to deliver, so we have to be in the field doing our work to make sure that the government, through the NTF, distribute services and so to the people over there who really need.
So tell us some more. Tell us some more about our BNTF role going forward.
Well, that's
some of their things.
Yesterday I was out in the field and I heard a caller. When I look at the time, it's about 2 minutes to 12. So to give justice to my explanation, I didn't want to call and have to say probably I'll call back tomorrow. But basically, where we are now is at BNTF 9 cycle.
9, not 6. Okay,
we
good.
signed that agreement with Caribbean Development Bank last year. And as you know, I always tell people that when we go to meetings and you hear people say that BNTF is not a government program, it is a government program. Because once the agreement is signed, it means that the government has to satisfy certain requirements from the Caribbean Development Bank. One of the requirements is that the government has to ensure that they put in as well 5% of the total sums of money that's going to be spent on projects in Grenada within the next 4 years. So let's suppose a project costs $50,000 in a community. The Caribbean Development Bank would put 95% of that, 50,000, and the government is expected to put 5%. If that 5% doesn't come, then CDB will most likely hold back on spending until the government would put in the 5%. Also, the government pays salaries, other expenses in terms of office and so transport and so forth and so on. So all this has to be part of government's contribution towards the program. Going into the ninth cycle, we have three areas concentrated on, which is water and sanitation, education and human resource, and access and drainage. We would have done some preliminary work in terms of identifying projects within the last year or so, and so we are not accepting. You could send in the project, but it would not be considered probably till after the next 3 or 4 years, 4 years or so, because the cycle runs typical 4-year period. So right now what we're doing, we would have shortlisted some projects, and we're doing all the necessary work to start implementation in terms of getting the Caribbean Development Bank no objection to some of those projects. So we have 11 projects that we have ready to go, and we have some in the pipeline. Once we effectively implement those projects, we have some in the pipeline that most likely we would move up and get approval for and implement. Some of the projects that, just to say and to clarify, I think the gentleman said yesterday that if BNDF build toilets, we do build toilets, but for communities, we don't do toilet facilities for individuals. People would meet you and ask, do you all pay light bill, or do you all give people materials and so forth and so on? Whatever BNDF does to come from a grassroots community group level or through ministry department. So it's not to profit one person, but to lift the community in terms of reducing poverty in communities, and that's why we focus a lot on very poor communities, and that's how our work takes us to the far north, St. David's, St. Andrews, and so forth and so on. You might hardly find BNDF doing a lot of work except things like training in St. George's area. Although St. George's has some level of poverty, you're talking about places like Frequenté and so forth and so on. But we hardly focus on that area. Not that it is rich, but there are poor communities in the north that we try to focus on. So some of the projects we working on right now is the reconstruction of the River Sally preschool. We have a few toilets, a number of toilet facilities, including a toilet to be constructed in Harveyville, Plainfield in Carriacou, we are 2 weeks ago. We have Better Village, toilet to be constructed in Better Village in Victoria, that's in Bonet, and also improvement to a toilet facility down the street in Victoria. We also have a number of educational projects, schools and training and so forth that we're concentrating on. So basically what BNTF does is we accept requests from communities, and we go back to the community and meet with community members, not so to tell them what we're giving them, but to discuss if that is the appropriate project, and would the community embrace that project, and we work from there. Now, MPs could submit projects. Devon could submit project for Victoria. For example, you could be passing Victoria and see a bridge broken. You don't have to live in the community to submit a project.
Okay.
You could pass in Guava and see a broken bridge and decide you're going to request that from BNTF. But it's up to us now in the office, once we get a request, to go back to the community, try and find out what are the groups that works in the community, and work with that group to ensure that the reconstruction of that bridge or drain or school becomes a reality. Same thing with the MP, that they would send in the request and we take it. So we don't work with one person. We make sure that we find a group of it. If there's no group in place, we help to form an organization. So they could channel that project through that organization, and they would be in charge of it after we'd have departed the scene on completion. So basically, in a nutshell, that is what we do. We also have something coming up, still fine-tuning it, which we call is a new thing for BNT, for livelihoods. A business area that persons get involved in, whether start a business or existing business. But we still fine-tuning it. It's a first for Grenada, and we want to make it a pilot project. So I don't want to speak too much about it until we cross all the I's and cross all the T's and dot all the I's on that one. But surely it will happen sometime down the road.
So that would be an interesting one. As you said, it's the first time that particular one would be part of a BNTF project.
Yes, because BNTF initially was really for non-profit, created for community development, community empowerment, reducing poverty. If you realize that we don't focus on sports, because in the mandate of the CDB, sports is not really a need per se, and so we don't do any sports project like lighting playing fields, lighting basketball courts, and so forth and so on. But they want to, the CDB is fit to branch off a little in be able, that too could reduce poverty in making persons more independent and manage and run and their own business, bring some added income to them and their families. So that is only one. We can only probably do one project to start with, and after we monitor it and see where we win, we probably will decide going forward how many more we could do. But we have small money. We're not as rich as some organizations, so we try to use it very carefully to ensure that the impact at the end of the day is great. You don't want to build a project and nobody uses it. Our persons don't appreciate it. So that's why we engage communities to make sure that once the requests come, that when we start to build or when we start a project, that if we put on some blocks today, we don't come back and see. Like, for example, you put on 100 blocks and people vex because they're on the project, and tomorrow come in with 50, or you put on a ton of sand, when you come back you and see it. People normally do things in this kind of ways if they don't really appreciate and want a project in the community. So that's why it's important to engage community members and groups to ensure that they embrace it, because they have to be totally the security. They have to be the watchman of the project until it's completed. And when it's completed, then we hand it over to them. They have to manage and take care of it. And if we don't do the right thing, then we're in trouble. You have areas where we go to meetings and we're discussing project, and one group might request a project, but some people might come and say, no, that's not important. I think the journey is not important. I think building a school is much more important. And then so you have to find the sweet spot, you find the consensus in that meeting to be able to go ahead. And if we can find the consensus in terms of what the community wants, and it's difficult for us to even go forward. A lot of projects get halted because there is no cooperation among community groups and so in the past. But in recent times we didn't have that problem. One important project I want to mention is the one Paradise Preschool. In St. Andrews. That preschool in Paradise have been on the books for about since 2003. One of the issues is that the area there is not in CDB's program. They don't agree in building schools and close to rivers and things. They see it as a hazard in terms of flooding and heavy rains, and so we have been looking for lands for years and we're still looking now. It's not confirmed, but it is one of the projects that it's on the books to be done. So we had a few meetings. Honorable Skeeter was in one of our meetings recently, and so we're working to ensure that the students and teachers they get a modern, up to standard facility that conducive to learning. I'm sure that the Ministry of Education, we have had talks to them, and they will be working with us to ensure that we get a proper school. And they're talking about no Mickey Mouse school. We're talking about proper school, everything, outdoor play area, indoor play area, enough space for children, enough classrooms, enough everything. So that's one of the big projects that we'll be concentrating on this round.
Nice.
All right.
So, wonderful. A lot of work. That's why we don't hear from you. And I realized you started the community meetings because I saw some posting from one of the BNTF community meetings. Recently, I can't remember which area it was, if it was St. Mark or where, but I saw some photos of a community meeting.
Yeah, well, we have various, and I invite people to look at our Facebook pages as well. So, BNTF Grenada, you'll see a lot of information there, and we have to update it, of course, but we have information there on Facebook page. I just want to say to last Easter on Davy Beach in St. Patrick's, we would have built a toilet facility and storeroom for the fishermen, and we were able to put light down there as well. So I visited there as well, and everybody was happy. You know, the lights was there. You had toilet facilities. Before you had a little pit latrine that people were using, and now we were able to put a digester system over there, and we're able to put proper toilet facilities and storage for fishermen for the engine and so on and so on. The lighting we have over there, of course, is powered by the solar energy. So that's what we have, and so that is a project that was well deserved, and the people were really happy about in Davie. And the Minister of Mr. Boson really pushed that project as well. I must give him his recognition for that. He really pushed that project to ensure, because Davie people do everything on the beach. They bathe on the beach, they play football on the beach. That's the recreational area. And so and then we had to do that. So that's one of the successful projects, including the St. Dominic School, the Bondard School in St. Dominic's, the preschool. We would have built that last year. Paraclete School have got a facelift, a complete overhaul. Paraclete School, if you go on Paraclete School now, you see almost a brand new school. You know, so we have been doing a lot of work, and the people know that. You know. People know that, and they're very appreciative of it. So that's in a nutshell, a big nutshell. What we do.
Boy, there's a coconut shell.
Yeah, there's a coconut shell.
3 coconut shell, you know what?
All right, my brother.
Well, we'd like to thank you so very much, man.
You already heard me. I mean, you already heard me because
I know you're listening.
All day, you know, busy in the night, in the day. You know, last night I was able to leave office about 9:30 trying to drop a document to send to see before approval for some of the projects, and that's how it is basically.
All right, my brother.
And the truth is, even the politics, I have not been following it very much, you know, because when you see, although you have the phone, and you could follow it on your phone, but sometimes you come home, you're tired, you don't want to sleep, you know, and then you get to follow it 2-3 days at a time. That is old news, Sheldon.
No, not all news to me, man. Man, no, I still following up on things that I miss out on during the election. But you know, sometimes it's not topical again. So I understand where you're coming from.
Romain, I saw Chairman Maho in the stadium.
Yeah. Chairman Mao and the General Sec. No, not the General Sec. He de facto leader.
Why to all and behave all yourself for that?
Anyhow, what?
Devon,
go. Bye. Yeah, hold it out. Hey,
yes,
Sheldon, it's official. The oil long ready?
The oil, what? Tap in place.
Superintendent.
Superintendent send the picture in on us. Superintendent send the picture in. The man send the picture to make sure we know.
But boss, you just send that picture in. Now it's 11:45, you know.
Nah, he sent it earlier than that.
He said, okay, all right. I'm just checking.
I just opened it, but he said
I'm just checking. Food Fest 8 is on at Camp Raymond in St. Andrews.
Yes, so you could go up now, you're getting oil long, you're getting Tanya log.
Hot.
Yeah, and it's hot. Yeah. I wonder where that like. Yeah, hot.
But I see a piece of pig snout. Look at man, I want a piece of pig snout there, you know, Sheldon.
Yeah. Devon getting jealous.
The pig snout, but and you see how the pig snout, the little hole.
But this man which up there already, I sure I see this man outside just now, you know. I sure I see he outside just now.
And he up there, whoa.
That man which up there already, you know.
Sheldon, boy.
Them fellas ain't joking.
I'm afraid by the time we reach, we getting cool oil long and thing.
When we about to start the program walking, I sure I see he outside. The man which up there and eating oil long already, you know. That fella's so easy, boy.
Yeah, Neil. We know. We just trying to create a little thing. We want the superintendent pay for a couple food. You understand?
Yes, indeed.
Superintendent Pierre, thanks for the information, boy. And I wish all of the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force a wonderful day today and having fun, right? And so we know you guys will put on excellent show. And so this evening you having food until when, and then you having what you call a big jam later. Dash.
Yeah.
Talpree.
All kind of things.
Understand?
And then if you're looking for, like, they have oil long and tanya log between now and 4, but then after 4 they're gonna start rolling out the other food.
Yeah.
That's when you will get the cow headwaters and the sauce
the
and this and
lambi
that.
and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
they'll start to roll out those things afterwards. We have a caller.
good morning and welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, well, at one time I was thinking that before the election, you all was disseminating proper information. But it seems that after this thing, we're getting more information now than ever before. I want to congratulate the last caller. That's what Ian?
I'm Devon.
Devon.
Oh, Devon, yes. For giving us this the information and letting us know that BNTF is, it's a government and Caribbean Bank program that is working for us. So based on what Devon just explained, then now we know. We're going to put Mrs. Thomas and Miss Yolande Bain Horsford together with Miss Emily P. and Miss Kita Davis under a lot of pressure, so we can submit a project for Grand Bar Bridge.
Yes.
Under the BNTF.
Don't talk too loud now. I don't want poor people here.
Yeah. So we will know that we will have highway coming through
exactly
Cardrona School all the way back to Grand Bra.
Ecotourism.
You want all for yourself, eh?
No, not all for ourselves, because listen, Mr. Scott, the St. Andrews Four, they are under more pressure now than ever before, and they are under more pressure than any other parliamentary rep that represent us in the parish of St. Andrews.
Exactly.
And the reason why, because they are bright, they are brilliant, they are good looking,
No,
intelligent.
not good looking. Beautiful women.
All you like to nitpick, yeah?
Like you're really paying more attention
Yes,
than me.
I have to.
Brenda, good morning.
I say beautiful, and when I speak in the public, I say good looking.
Good morning, Brenda.
We proud of our women.
Most definitely. And gentlemen, I was very, very glad to hear you all talking about, men, especially women, but especially men, doing the necessary medical exam in a timely manner. Where as a result of that, whatever issues we would have, it can be identified early, and the necessary, actions can be taken, to treat it. And Mr. Scott, diabetes run in my family, cancer run in my family. Well, I have been checking for my prostate since I was in my late 30s. But AIDS, Mr. Scott, I check for AIDS so regular that right now I don't believe the U.S. or the European Union have any more to give. Because, and the reason why is that, I have not been to only one continent. And based on the life that you lead, you just have to be thankful.
Wait, easy a lot.
Now, let me wrap up here. Now, I would have liked to focus today, Mr. Scott, on nation building. Focus on the task ahead. But when I listen to the discussion taking place in some quarters, I can't avoid but talk about some people's intention to slant or misguide the facts. No, Mr. Scott and Devon, the people that we supposed to be listening and talking to, we are listening to them and we are talking to them to resolve the challenges we face in Grenada. But listen to me here. I want to say to Dr. Mitchell and the government, let us focus on those who are willing and interested in working in the best interests of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique. And to those who are focused on sowing the seeds of discontent and happiness and misinformation, I say, guys, let's leave them out. Yes, they are Grenadians. But the role they are prepared to play now is not conducive to the country, the nation, and the people that we are trying to build here. Now, so Devon and Mr. Scott, to my brothers and sisters in the Northwest constituency in St. Andrews, I say, stay put, stay focused, be patient. Your issues, concerns, and challenges will be addressed. We are in this thing together, and together we will achieve all what we set out to achieve. So I say to them, stay focused. Good things is ahead for each and every one of us. Thank you, brothers. Have a good weekend.
All right, my brother.
All right,
have a
thank
wonderful weekend too.
Yes, and we have just a few minutes remaining.
I smelling oil long, boy.
Yeah, you could real smell. You smell that from quite a distance.
I smell that real smelling oil long.
Well, at least you know your nose working proper. Anyhow, oh, not working proper because you're smelling something that ain't there.
Oh, it's smelling something else.
Another note here coming out from the Royal Grenada Police Force. Again, there have been one or two firearm-related incidents recently, and in particular, by persons who are holding unregistered, unlicensed firearms.
Or illegal firearms.
Yeah. So, again, they are warning those of you out there who may be in possession of such, kindly turn them into the nearest police station. Yeah? Find a little way, contact a little police partner. Contact me. And I could contact a police partner, and we will come and we go collect it. No questions asked. We will come and collect it. All right? Yeah, not me personally will collect it. That's I come with a police officer and collect it. Because me want it, next thing I have it, and somebody stop me and I end up in problem. Yeah.
Set you up.
So if you're afraid to go and bring it in for yourself,
call us. And
we will get somebody and we will
strictest confidence. And we're very serious about that.
Yeah, very serious about
that. Very serious.
Yeah. Because some of you might have it and you want to get rid of it and that kind of thing.
And you don't know how to do it and whatever.
There are specific laws in place in relation to the ownership and use of firearms. Even if you are a licensed firearm holder, there are several rules in place. For instance, you cannot discharge your firearm within a certain distance of dwelling homes and so on. You cannot, unless it's in an emergency situation where you're trying to protect your life. You can't just up and shoot somebody and thing like that.
You can't brandish it in public like that.
Yeah. You cannot be walking around and flashing left, right, and center and all that kind of thing. So there are certain rules, and those of you that do have your license, and so you know what the rules are.
Oh, yeah.
So the Royal Grenada Police Force is just giving a reminder. Those of you that may not have paid your firearm license as well, it is important that you go in now and pay your firearm license.
Yes. No.
Because remember, you're actually in breach of the law by not paying. So if you are a licensed firearm holder, you have not paid your license, go in and pay, please. Because you're actually in breach of the law. You could find yourself imprisoned, fined and confined.
Because you may even have to use that weapon in some, maybe to defend yourself, maybe to help, assist in something, and it may not be registered at the time. It may not be licensed. That's illegal. You can end up in serious problems.
Grenada is a quiet place, so we don't want this kind of thing to start to pop up here. We're hearing about shooting and shooting.
Man brandishing weapon all over the place.
Two police shoot each other in Trinidad. Yeah. Over a woman, them two men stand up, wild West Sweep. You see that? Them two men stand up and start a fire shot at each other over a woman,
So you see the kind of complications some women
has caused. The gunfight at the OK Carroll didn't have more bullet than that.
So you see?
What?
You see how you see how the distance, right? Women prepared to go to defend our women, eh? Women are probably taking note of that, That's how far we are prepared to go to defend you.
Listen, my brothers out there, don't go that far, eh? Take what I'm telling you. We love them, and if we love them, we ain't going that far. Because
that police officer,
being dead or being in jail ain't going to help the woman. So, you understand?
You understand?
Don't go that far. Don't even go that short.
Is another guy that will come and take your place. Yeah. Remember that.
Don't go that far. Don't go that short.
Abstain. Right? Walk away.
Yeah. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble when you can. Yeah, just don't go that way. All right, don't go that way. Right? Yeah, because you know what has happened. You go end up in problem, and then people go be singing that song for you and all kind of things.
And woman do. Oh my God.
People come out to fair, to have fun and to dance. You got last file and he said, shove down inside your pants, your intention plain. Somebody getting chopped again.
Yeah, I think every now and again we just have to take a reminder of that.
Friend cute and she nice, skin the color of spice. Instead of bringing she here to dance the night away, you looking for fight. To hell with your woman tonight. But if it's stupid you're playing, while you're backside in prison, some man ending up with you.
And it might be Devon.
Because of your stupidity.
I know not this Devon though.
Some man ending up with you.
You understand? That don't make no sense.
No, at all. No sense at all.
It makes no sense to me. When I go to a party, if I do go to a party, when I do go to a party, I go to a party, and you go to enjoy yourself with your company and that kind of thing. You ain't go to no party to look for next man to go and fight. Why must I put on my clothes that cost all that money to buy and go and spend all that money to do up the locks and thing and look decent, pass by my partner, the barber shop in Frequente and take me look a shave and them kind of thing? Why should I go and do all of that and put on my how much $100 shoes and them thing to go in a party to let a man bust my head, mess up my hairstyle, dirty up my clothes and dirty my shoes? Nah, and I'm spending money to go and do that? That make no sense. Some man ended up with your girl.
I go to my woman, is woman I looking for. I go and look for no man. What
I don't even looking for. I don't even looking for man.
Yeah,
I don't
you
looking for have already.
I mean, yeah, you cross your eye because a woman go past and your eyes always trickling around the room.
Morning, Brenda.
I don't want to look for no man.
Morning, Brenda.
I mean, come on, man.
I twinkling around the room. Morning, Brenda.
Oh yeah. See, Brenda saying saltfish for Devon. Babe, Brenda, be careful what you saying on this thing, eh?
It's 12 o'clock. Let me close our program.
Yeah.
Close it. Brenda, you close the program.
Next thing you incriminate me in something.
But let's just give folks a quick reminder because we know we're out of time right now.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, tomorrow the New York chapter, they have that Strictly Waters. It's going to be taking place.
Strictly Waters.
Lambie, Goated Waters, Cow Heel Fish. That's taking place at 535 East 19th between Foster and Ditmas Avenue. All proceeds towards Grenada Children. Check them out. So that's 535 East 19th between Foster and Ditmas Avenue, starting from 12 tomorrow, 12 noon tomorrow. You get your Callaloo soup, your Lambie, your Goated Waters, Cowheel, Fish Waters. And so that's the NNP New York chapter. They've got that going on tomorrow. Right now, Food Fest, it is on. Yep. Food for so up on the Pearls airstrip. In fact, what?
Serious. Already.
It's a good thing plane stop leave there because after all our food you go eat there, the plane go be too heavy. It wouldn't be able to take off.
Anyway. Take off.
So believe me, they need a C-130 transport to pick you up and that can't work either.
And so, good food.
Yeah,
food.
Good food. So Oil Long is ready. Yes. Those of you especially in St. Andrew, St. Patrick, wherever, head on across.
Come out and
get
support.
Your Oil Down.
Yes.
Get your Tanya Log. Later on, Goated Waters Entertainment, the launch of Police Week 2018. Exactly. So it's going from up until midnight tonight. So you have enough time to get on up there, get your stuff, right?
And security real tight.
I was going on advertise the cruise for St. Mary's Junior School, but it sell out.
It sell out. So
that's just reminder the people that holding tickets are taking place tomorrow.
Taking place tomorrow.
Yeah, so
you don't sell out already.
That's sell out already. We can't say nothing again. The Pure Grenada Cup, the finals is on tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the finals of the Pure Grenada Cup, it's on tomorrow at the Grenada Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Yeah. So go on out there and support your team.
Krong City against Big Parish.
I think the price is supposed to be $20 for the bleach for the normal stands and $10 for the bleachers or something like that. So go on out there and support your individual teams.
Krong City,
various activities taking place over the weekend. To our friends in Carriacou, we know you had a busy week last week. Love each and every one. The Honorable Kindra Mathurin Stewart.
Good morning.
We have not said a special good morning to you for quite a while. Let's make sure that somebody in Carriacou phone Kindra and tell her we say good morning, Carriacou.
Carol, that's your job.
And
do that.
Pity Martinique, you too.
Beautiful Twin Islands.
We're saying good morning to each and every one of you folks. Remember, we're absolutely serious. You may say it in a very funny manner, but we're saying it is a serious something. Go and do your various tests.
Do it.
Start to live a healthier lifestyle, more exercise, more fruits and vegetables organically grown. If you're growing it for yourself, is the best. But more fruits and vegetables, and so we want you around for a long time. We want you around for a very, very long
90s
time.
and 100s and
Yeah?
that kind of thing.
And it
That's
eases up our healthcare system. When you take such a good care of yourself, I myself have never spent overnight in a hospital. Never. Never from the time I was born. Never overnight in a hospital. I've never. In all my years.
That's good.
Yeah, God's willing.
That doesn't mean to say
knock
that
on wood. But that don't
you-
mean anything.
Exactly.
I'm still
Have to
doing
go.
what I have to do. And I'm making sure that Devon very
Oh,
soon does what he had to do. And
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Nazi B already
Oh,
say
yes.
he go in and do what he had to do.
Hey,
But we have to do what we have to do. We're men and we have to do what we have to do.
Hey, Miss Honorable Kinja Matthews showed cricket later in Carriacou.
Yeah.
Wow. She playing cricket too, yes?
She playing cricket, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear she top score the other day. You know?
Uh-huh.
Kinja top score the other day, yeah. Yes,
Wow.
Matthew, test for the diabetes. Men, even check yourself for the
Yeah.
breast cancer too. You never know. Not do it
Never
until you
know.
see some fluids start to come out your nipple and you getting some pain on your chest and you wondering what happened. Check for it too.
Yeah, women,
All right.
your pap smear, or every
Drink your water.
do what you're doing.
Drink your water.
Yes.
Do your physical exercise. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation. We
And that's
spend
what
less
we
on
want.
healthcare and we spend more on other things we could enjoy. We could
can
become
enjoy
the Wakanda of the Caribbean.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
We start already. We leading already.
Yeah,
but we need to continue on a healthy note.
Yeah, we'll become the Wakanda of the Caribbean. Nice, beautiful. That's all the time we have for Hard Talk today, folks. It's been wonderful being here. And whatever you say, whatever you do, do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Yes, indeed. And we'll give you the
Peace
scholar
out.
again. No?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get the scholar
We'll
again.
get the scholar again.
People come out to fair, to have fun and to dance. You got last style and he said, shove down inside your pants.
Chinese embassy supports plans of local heritage group to undertake impact assessment before airport expansion project. Details to this and more in the national report. Welcome back with the national report for today, May 3rd, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond. The Chinese embassy is supporting the work of a local research group which plans to undertake an impact assessment before the start of the multi-million-dollar airport expansion project. The embassy presented a check to Mr. Jonathan Hanna, a representative for the Grenada-based Heritage Research Group Caribbean, which focuses on heritage issues. The group had written a proposal and plans to begin its work in June.
So we'd like to do some auger tests, like you take these like soil samples and things just around, and just if there's artifacts, but they're small samples, so we look at the chemistry too, so the geochemistry of the soils, and that helps you determine areas that have a high probability for cultural remains of Amerindian stuff, so Arawak Caribs or Amerindians, and there are a lot of sites there. Point Celine's an interesting area in prehistory. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of it's on the beach, so we'll probably do some stuff down there. But around the salt pond as well, there's the remains, a previous survey that I did, and others have surveyed around salt pond. It was like AD 700 is when the earliest stuff that we found. And there might be earlier than that. So this could be an important thing to check, just in case.
Chinese Ambassador Dr. Zhao Yunshen says they are happy to support the initiative.
I hope they will be successful. China and Grenada has a good relationship, so we have been supporting Grenadian scholars and experts to develop culture cooperation between China and Grenada. In future, we will continue to support these culture activities.
The Grenada government, through its youth development program and the Ministry of Education, has embarked on a rehabilitation drive to assist persons incarcerated at Her Majesty's Prison to be prepared for life after prison. 21 inmates recently graduated from the Project Reach program, where they received a certification from the National Training Agency and also CXC O-level passes. While these programs seek to enhance the well-being of the inmates, it also serves as an income generator for the operations of the facility. Poultry farming, crop cultivation, both at the prison and the Mardi Gras farms, electrical installation, building construction, and the bakery serve as the key areas of production. The program is geared towards ensuring these persons utilize the skills and training to become entrepreneurs or be ready for the job market so as to prevent becoming repeated offenders.
As an inmate here, I have learned quite a lot. I've seen things that one would have not really able to decipher outside of the prison. I think generally prisoners, they spend the time, and some of them are well rehabilitated while others may not be inclined to do so, because there are other programs need to be put in place, and so in terms of avoiding that kind of behavioral pattern, and so to repeat their time in the prison, But for internally the prison itself, I would say that they have some good programs. I think management is striving for betterment, and it's tough. It's not easy to run a prison.
There are a lot of different things you can do here, like we will be able to work the oven, mix flour, and it could help you like when you go outside to be on a more positive side of life to get a work, so you could open your own little business or so for yourself, and encourage others to see what you have done in prison. Okay, they could take your part and follow it and stay outside and be a very good citizen of Grenada, and empower other people to do good.
Social worker at the facility, Christopher Shroud, says the programs are assisting in the reformation of offenders. He indicated that there has been a decline in the population there.
And what we find is that most of the inmates who are involved in these programs, they do not return. So whereas in the general population, persons who are not involved in a program, any other programs at all, about 75% of them return. Whereas those who have received the skills and involved in other aspects of the components of the rehab program, about maybe 20% of them return.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Teenage single mom, child is hard to mind. Deadbeat fathers just make me sick. Let's do something to get rid of this problem quick.
Yes, this is me, Rootsman Kelly, 2017 Calypso Monarch of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitimatnik. I'm inviting you, everyone, come down to Spice Mass 2018 and enjoy yourself with me. Remember, you will be enjoying the Jab Jab, Traditional Mass, Juve, Soca Monarch, and of course, the Mardi Gras 2018 will be the best ever.
No, you let me. The look cinema, you always ice me on your shoulder.
Wondering about this new kid on the block.
Youth man learn, me say youth man learn. Youth man, you will get your turn.
Come down to Grenada and enjoy yourself.
Plastic rice, plastic cheese, and plastic corn.
Welcome back. The St. Louis RC Girls School is the winner and first challenge trophy holder for the inaugural Language Buzz competition, which was held recently at the Westerhall Secondary School. St. Matthew's RC and St. George's SDA placed second and third respectively. Details from Annette Moore.
Let me first of all congratulate you boys and girls for the excellent performance today. You are all winners. I was blown away from start to finish.
The other Language Buzz competition finalists were the Mount Rose Seventh-day Adventist School, Harveyvale Government School from Carriacou, and Benet Government School. The competition consisted of 3 rounds, which included round 1, which focused on narrative writing and oral delivery.
Finally, the day came. I was ready. I walked into that room with confidence. I was brave as a lion.
Round 2, which was the oral quiz.
Parallel. Okay, let's check the answer. Yes, you are correct.
To say that we were impressed by the oral quiz is definitely another understatement. We even had one school getting, zeroing the quiz. They got all the answers correct. And most schools would have done, all the schools would have done extremely well in that room.
And round 3, which consisted of persuasive dialogue.
Boy, I can't help it now. I like my music. Please, sir, just think about it now. Please, just turn down the music a little. All right, I'll turn it down a little.
In round 1, the school getting the most points for narrative writing was the St. Louis RC Girls School, while the St. Matthews RC School topped the oral reading section. In round 2, the SDA School in St. George achieved a perfect score in the oral quiz, and Benair Government School was a standout school in round 3, the persuasive dialogue section.
There were some cases where they were above grade level vocabulary, and that was commendable. And there was the overall maturity of the writing was well above what we would expect from students your age.
The Language Buzz quiz is sponsored by Macmillan Education, whose representative was present for the event.
Wow, just wow. I am absolutely astounded at the levels of knowledge, the levels of intelligence, the levels of confidence, and the levels of humour that we have seen here today.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's the National Report for today, Thursday, May 3rd, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.